Welcome to our new vlog series on our trip to Namibia and South Africa. We are really excited to share this trip with you since it's been one of our best African adventures to date. Now, you'll notice that we're not just campervan or cruise enthusiasts, but lovers of travel in general and Africa in particular. So I really hope that you'll come along with us. Now, last year, we went to Durban and Cape Town, and if you haven't watched that series, then I will put a link to the playlist up here and you can watch that. But this year we started our adventures in Namibia, which is the second least populated country in the world, and it's definitely one of the most striking and one of the most beautiful countries that we've ever visited. So I really hope that you'll join us over the next few weeks as we journey over 1,100 kilometers from the city to the coast to the vast plains of the deserts of Namibia. Hi, we're James and Rob, and this is our dog Oscar. We love travel in all its forms, so join us on our next adventure as we head out on the road again. Hey everyone, and welcome to our latest series on our trip in Africa in 2023. We landed in Namibia in Windhoek yesterday and we stayed overnight there. Now, there wasn't too much to report there. In fact, Windhoek, which is the capital, was completely deserted because Namibia is still struggling with the aftermath of the pandemic. Anyway, today we are driving about 4 hours down to the coast of Swakopmund. We've just swapped over drivers and James is driving now. And as I say, it's about a 4 or 5 hour journey. And what's really interesting is that the temperature in Windhoek was about 35 and absolutely baking hot. But as we're driving down to the coast, you'll see it gets much cooler and drops by about 10 degrees to a bit more bearable, 25 degrees. Anyway, enjoy the drive. You're going to see lots of long deserted roads, bearing in mind that Namibia is the second least populated country in the world after Nepal, I think. So we spent lots of times driving where we didn't see another soul. And as you'll see, the closer we get to Swakopmund, the landscape starts to change into a more arid sort of deserty look, because Swakopmund is famous for having these huge sand dunes, as you're going to see, and also it's the only place in the world where the desert meets the sea, so you can actually drive there, which we did, which was absolutely exhilarating, and I can't wait to share that with you. This drive was really interesting. You might be able to see these tall mounds, and they are anteater mounds, and they were really fascinating how big they got. And obviously I don't want to get too close to them to see what's inside them. But anyway, we are on our way to Swakopmund, where we're staying for about 3 days, a coastal resort where the desert meets the sea, and we have some fantastic excursions planned. So we're going to take you along with us. Okay, so this is our little 4x4 that we have rented to drive through the desert. And as I say, it's basically a big box. And you can see all of the bugs, hopefully, that we're killing along the way. And we just stopped at this little stall, there's James, where you can have a drink, get some water, and so we're going to head on our way after I've paid a visit to the loo. So we have arrived in Swakopmund after a 4-hour drive through the desert, and we are just having a walk along the promenade. I'll show you around properly. But that is the pier, and this is gardens, and our hotel is just there. In fact, you can see our balcony underneath the satellite dishes. So, lovely location in town. And then just a little stroll up from our hotel. It's the main street, which you can't quite see through the trees there, up there. We're here for 3 days. We're doing a couple of tours, which of course we'll take you with us on. When we left Windhoek this morning, it was in the mid-30s even early in the morning, and as we got further towards the coast it got cooler and cooler. But I have to say at the moment it's absolutely beautiful. It's probably in the mid-20s and it is really lovely and cool. As you look around, it's completely deserted. We're here on a Sunday. The Christmas holidays have finished, so everybody's gone and it is completely deserted. Just made an appointment to eat at a fish restaurant on the beginning of the jetty, which of course we're taking. Called the Tug, which is one of the most popular fish restaurants here, usually difficult to get into. And she said, yeah, of course, we'll reserve you a table on the jetty, and if the weather's bad, we'll also save you a table inside as well. So we're looking forward to that this evening, and just chilling out for a few days after kind of a hectic journey getting here, which I'll tell you more about, and also um, the drive here today. So anyway, that is, I'll show you more around Swakopmund in the next few days. We're here for 3 days before we head into the desert. Look there.
So we come and think we can feed them. So, look at the faces.
We've stopped at the hotel, at the Strand Hotel for
brewer and butcher.
The brewer and butcher. James is having a Chenin Blanc and I'm having the beer flight because they are a brewery here. So this is a strong hoppy beer and these are 2 others. I didn't really pay attention, but I'm sure they're going to taste nice. And what a lovely view from here. We were saying that all the way over there is still Swakopmund, so it's actually a big seaside town. So anyway, cheers everybody.
That's nice. It's a living desert safari.
And we are only about 5 minutes drive from our hotel downtown, and
Straight in the desert.
You can see straight away that we are in the desert, and if you look beyond the road over there you can see the sea, which is obviously the unique thing about here, that the desert meets the sea. We're looking for small creatures.
That's a sand burrowing skink. So you can see this guy is very fast in the sand. Once I leave it, it's gonna disappear. It's not easy thing to actually take a picture or photo. This is actually normal lizard. It's not worm, it's not snake. It is actually lizard without legs. This could be easily the lizard from Jurassic era. As fast you can see there. So to take this guy out, you have to be very fast.
Is he just warming up in the sun now?
It is cold-blooded and the weather is very, very great. This guy is gonna travel normally for mating purposes when its time is ready, so they can walk 2 to 4 kilometers a day. So they are known as the fastest chameleons in the world. It's the male. That one is the female. Look at the beginning of tail. This one, or these spikes. At the beginning of tail, the female one. So this is known as palmato gecko. Palmato, P-I-L-M-A-T-O. Oh, we also call them a web-footed gecko as they have web feet. Other geckos that we know don't have web feet. They got actually pets. They can climb the walls and stuff. These guys are designed to shovel in the sand. As I mentioned, slender like other snakes, they actually walk, so they have much more grip of their muscles to climb the dunes. Eyes, dorsal eyes right on top of the head. Whenever they hunt, this snake's gonna completely wiggle in the sand. Eyes gonna remain outside and they stick out the end of the tail. Move like a little worm. Lizard, ibex and geckos eat actually worms, so they get attracted. So it's an ambush hunter. It's gonna sit at one place for a whole day to wait for food. And as they are lazy hunters, they don't hunt, inject and let go. They just hunt. When they bite something, they bite and hold on to it till it succumbs to their venom.
As we carried on the journey on this excursion, we started to get a sense of the vastness of the desert, but this pales into insignificance once we end up in Sossusvlei, and of course we're going to take you along on that trip with you in a future video. But this was a fascinating tour, learning all about the small creatures of the desert, and I was super impressed that the tour guide was able to find most of the little 5 creatures that they promise on this safari drive. So definitely worthwhile doing and learning quite a lot about desert life and how the food chain works and how these animals survive and how they've adapted over the millennia to survive in the harsh desert environment. After a great day driving through the desert, we're treating ourselves and eating at one of the nicest restaurants in Swakopmund, which is at the end of the pier. And this is a fish restaurant, but you'll see that they serve other food as well, but it was very nice. So let's take you along with us. We're in the Jetty restaurant having supper, and it's definitely a restaurant with a view. So this is, hopefully we're going to get a great sunset this evening. What do you think, James? We're very hungry, and a common theme is that they don't have everything on the menu, so it's always upsell. So we want a bottle of wine, they don't have it, so of course we have to buy the next one up. No doubt there will be items on the menu they don't have either, but hey ho. It's our last night in Swakopmund tonight, isn't it? In next week's video, we go on what was one of the highlights of the trip, a desert dune safari and the unique opportunity to drive between the desert and the sea. So we got some amazing footage, so make sure you join us next week as we head out on the road again.